Even if you disagree, it's hard not to respect a fiery politician who refuses to give in.
We do not back down. We do not compromise. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever.
Or even a dreary politician who still shows backbone.
Look, I want to be very, very clear with people around the country. There's going to be no compromise.
What would the framers of the Constitution think about this? Well, it would depend on when you asked. After Lexington and Concord, American patriots were united. Compromise? Unwelcome with loyalists and unnecessary among ourselves. But as years passed, we splintered into separate factions, groups with competing interests. Without compromise, we lost patience with one another. The incivility that Alexander Hamilton witnessed, we also see today. Do you think these men would speak to each other like this across a private dinner table?
It's hard to believe it's happening only by accident or only by stupidity. I don't know how anybody could be that stupid.
These extreme MAGA Republicans cannot talk straight, have lost their goddamn minds.
To James Madison, it now seemed part of our nature to fall into mutual animosities and to vex and oppress each other, rather than to cooperate for the common good. Lately, we've certainly seen more vexing than cooperation.
You get out and you create a crowd, and you push back on them, and you tell them they're not welcome.
And I'm just sick of seeing him. I know he says he's going to retire. Someone needs to grab that little elf and chuck him across the Potomac.
If today's disputes progress like they did 240 years ago, expect them to get worse, a lot worse. By 1786, farmers in western Massachusetts were in open rebellion. Our experiment in free government was in trouble. The framers had to figure out, how can we continue to have the people rule after we learned that we couldn't always count on a majority of the people to do the right thing? Their solution was to separate the power of government into departments, each distinct from the other and each with a will of its own, so that the only way laws could be made is through collaboration and compromise. This was nothing like the idealism of the Revolution, when we hoped that people would reliably set aside their personal ambition in favor of the common good. According to the pragmatism of the Constitutional Convention, ambition must be made to counteract ambition, so that the only possible intersection of interest, the only opportunity for agreement, would be for the common good. Let's illustrate how the framers viewed the problem. They saw separate factions, each focused only on gaining a majority, so that once in power, they could pass laws without regard for the minority. In turn, after suffering these unjust laws, minority groups often seized the majority. Then they went on to pass unfair laws of their own. Madison described this multiplicity and mutability of laws as connected evils of vicious legislation. To solve these problems, the framers designed our federal government to represent not two opposing factions, but an array of the many loosely connected interests found in a large country like the United States. This design fundamentally changes the lawmaking process. With no persistent, potentially tyrannical majority, each must be open to movement, compromise, to find areas of agreement, or there'd be no laws at all. According to Madison, such coalitions would be more reliable than public virtue to assure justice and the general good. If asked, how do we keep a republic? The framers would tell us to be mindful of our own fallibility, to remain open-minded to contrary opinions, and to embrace the usefulness, as Jefferson wrote, of doing what good we can when we cannot do all we would wish. You and I have just a bit more work to do to keep our republic. We'll cover that in the next 2 episodes of the Framers Toolkit.